Okay, this is my Wild Hawk. I'm going to go over some of the modifications that I made to the Wild Hawk, and I'll kind of do them in order of the modifications that I made. First, stock out of the box. Before I mounted the tail, I actually extended the rudder. I actually doubled the rudder size, and that would give me more throw. And I actually extended the elevator by maybe 75% and give me more throw on that. I'm an old glider flyer. When I got my Wild Hawk, I hadn't flown in about 35 years. So I knew that I needed a bigger tail, and it turned out to work out pretty good. I hot glued the tail in after a while, and also hot glued in these servo tubes because they weren't all the way. I also had to cut a little bit of the plastic or the foam out of here because of the servo arm rubbing up against it, so you'll have to look at that on your plane. Okay, then the next thing I did is I wanted to add some strength to the nose. It turns out that a lot of noses were breaking off of the planes, in which I saw in the video, from this mount here for the wheels up to the canopy. So it was breaking right along that line. So what I wanted to do was put some strapping tape, that's fiberglass reinforced tape, from about the servo opening here all the way up to the nose, and I actually covered the nose too, because I knew in the first couple of flights I might ding it in, and then I did it on the other side. Now I knew I was going to fly it without the wheels on, so I actually put tape on the bottom to work out to be some reinforcement on some rough landings. Actually worked out pretty good, because the second flight that we flew this thing, we accidentally landed it on the asphalt of a track around the football field, and all we got was a little scrape on the tape. And then I just went ahead and added another piece of tape on the front to strengthen up the nose. This piece here is my trusty 16-gram weight, because the Wild Hawks tend to be tail heavy. Out of the box, I found this to be really tail heavy, so needed to get some weight up in the nose. What you want to do is you want to check the CG, the center of gravity, right on this spar, which goes through this little plastic receiver in the wing. So you want to kind of check the center of gravity there, put your fingertips on there, and you can see my plane's just a little bit nose heavy, which is the way I like it. Okay, the next thing I did is inside the hatch here, I went ahead and I needed to put the battery all the way forward to get the CG right, so I cut out the little styrofoam piece that was holding the battery in, and I'm now shoving it all the way forward in the nose. I've got Velcro strips not only on the battery but all the way in the nose, all the way up to the front, so it sticks in there. Now this battery I got on aislebattery.com, it's got about 7-8% more capacity, 1400 milliamp hours. Works out really great, fits in nice. Put a couple of pieces of foam in there to keep it stable, and they're $7 each. I got 2 of them, and with shipping costs it was less than $20, so that was a pretty good deal. The batteries work real great. In fact, I think they work better than the stock battery. They're actually lighter than the stock battery I found. Okay, the next thing I did was on the wings here, is I put strapping tape on the wing, on the leading edge of the wing, almost out to the wingtip. That was to help with the dings of landing on fields like I'm at now, and another piece of strapping tape on the other side. Additionally, I went ahead and put a piece of strapping tape right up the center of the wing, all the way out to the wingtip to strengthen that, and I did that on both sides. Okay, as well as, I'm sorry, that's not strapping tape, that's actually regular packing tape, because it's real nice and lightweight on there. And then I also put a piece of strapping tape around the motor mount to hold it in place. Now the next thing I went and did was behind the motor here, I put a little shim in to give some down angle on the motor, because I felt like that would penetrate better into the wind. So I shoved a little piece of wood in here, like a 1/4-inch shim. That angled it down, and I added a 6/4 prop to it instead of the 5/3 prop, 5x3 prop that comes with it. I feel like the 6x4 prop gives me a little bit more power, but not the speed, the acceleration that the 5/3 prop would. But as you can see, there's pretty good clearance there, you know, maybe like a 1/4 of an inch or maybe a 1/2 an inch, but I have found no problems with it. Now, with regards to the wings, The wings, when they come, they're not smooth. They've got some packing imperfection on them. I don't know if you can see on the video here, you can see all these little dots there. Well, anyway, I took all the stickers off and I sanded them down nice and smooth on both the top and the bottom of the wing, and did it on the tail, and then bought some acrylic hobby paint from Michael's. It's actually to spray on flowers and things like that. So, and put a light coat of this red on here. It kind of gives it a marbly look. And that worked out great. After that time, when I was flying the plane around, the thing that I disliked about it is that the plane wanted to go and dip in a turn and then come out of the turn and rise up very fast. And I didn't like that about this plane. It didn't cruise around real nice. And I noticed that the wing loading on this was 10 ounces per square foot, which is quite high for a trainer. For a beginner's plane, and you like it down more around the 8 or 9 ounces per square foot. So what I did was I increased the wing area, and you can see this pink section in here that I added. Now what this is bottom sheets of meat from Walmart, and that's the same way I extended the elevator and the rudder. You know, your basic pork chops, you get them and then you just cut the styrofoam out. It's real nice and strong. This was just epoxying onto here. It's about, this is about 8 inches and about 1.5 inches, and then this one was also 8 inches and about 1.5 inches, and I just cut it on a diagonal so that I had 2 pieces for each side. And this was just butt jointed with the epoxy. I was going to put packing tape on it, and then found out it was really pretty sturdy. And the nice thing was I actually angled them down slightly to give like a flapper effect. And these things I can actually change the shape of them if I want to, make them flatter or make them more angle. But what happens is this real nice into the wind. It really flies much better with it. It turns much better with it, and I'm really pleased. I guess it wouldn't fly so great at high speeds, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for to reestablish my skills. So this is my Wild Hawk. Added some yellow stripes, which is monocoat from the hobby shop. And it was really great. The flies really nice, and I'm really pleased with it. I've got about 25-30 flights on it now, and the only time I ever punched in on the nose was the first flight, and then scraped it on the ground on the second flight, and other than that, it's never seen any damage. So that's my Wild Hawk, and I'm G, and this is Massanutten Mountain in the background. Beautiful view. I'm very lucky to be able to fly on this 60-acre farm field with an incredible view. Thanks.